This. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio revealed plans and renderings for a potential new stadium for the Spurs, Alamo Dome renovations, and a land bridge known as Project Marvel today. Price tag around $3 to $4 billion. Speaking of the Spurs, they return to action tonight at 7 against the Jazz as they look to get back to 500 on the season. No Wemby or Vassell, who will be out again tonight for the game. And Thursday Night Football tonight. Steelers-Browns starting at 6:30.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be doing that, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bill Bonds audio player, or you may be watching the show live on our YouTube page. We stream everything live on YouTube and on Twitch. Just go to SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show. Fred Records, Vince Trevino, David Alejandre, already up in the bullpen. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure. I got tickets off the rip for you tonight. That's right. If you want to go see a great emo band, just got played out at the When We Were Young Fest. The story so far, they are coming to the Boeing Center at Techport Arena. Tickets to that December 7th. If you want to go, be caller number 5 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Project Marvel, plans revealed today. We'll get into that, but part of Project Marvel is the Spurs' new arena, and they are in action tonight at 7 against the Utah Jazz. And I got you all set up, my man. They had a great win. They will be without Vassell and Wemby again tonight. And the morning huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson talked about that big win and tonight's game earlier on the morning huddle.
How about them Spurs? Got themselves a win on the biggest stage, Rob.
You know, we talked about
the grandest stage.
That asphalt jungle that is the Frostbank Center.
Yeah.
Under the Emirates umbrella.
That's right.
We talked about it pregame. You know, when you have small ball like that, it can be fun. I mean, and when you're sharing the ball like that, and they certainly shared it, they were making extra passes sometimes to a fault, but it opened the door for a lot of dudes. And Steph Castle and Keldon Johnson just played out of their minds. And hey, they'd like to welcome Charles Bassey to the 24-25 season. You know, I talked about I thought it might be an opportunity to see more Mamu. No.
He's kind of buried on the
because AJ, his defense is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so atrocious, and his offense and his activity just isn't enough to justify the defensive lack. So Zach's got it, and now it's an opportunity for Charles to kind of play back to the level we saw 2 years ago. We lost him so early last year, AJ, to the knee, that we really didn't get a taste of what this was a two-way find that really was a Brett Brown. Oh, by the way, this kid can play. He was up at Philadelphia playing for their G League team. He was from San Antonio, went to high school at St. Anthony High School for a year. Big explosion there. He ends up transferring to Memphis. and turned his two-way deal from Philadelphia and arriving in San Antonio into a legitimate, what looks to be an NBA career. And he's going to make his bones with offensive rebounds. And his first opportunity, he was in the paint consistently around the ball when they were playing offense. That's what's going to be his bread and butter. And he did it, man. It was because he did it, and because the extra opportunities he provided that got this small ball thing going. And Oklahoma City kind of rolled in. I think they felt like this was going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
I think once they saw no Devin and no Wemby, that that the Spurs would be what the Spurs have been for the last couple of years, competitive for 2.5 quarters and would collapse. And that's not what happened.
Bassey, Bassey went to Western Kentucky, and when he was there, he was like a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year in Conference USA. He didn't have to score, and he would be the most impactful guy on the floor. Like he was that kind of a defender, always undersized. Yep. But if you're looking for a small ball big man,
he was perfect
on one end of the floor. He is your guy.
So that was my major question. Did anybody see a win? No one saw a win.
No,
but Keldon is rounding into form. This is, as long as Keldon acts like he has only a couple of minutes to live when he's playing, you're like, dude, you got 5 minutes. You better get it all in now. And he gets to play until he's not like that. That Keldon is a long-term Spur Keldon. That's a sixth man kind of Keldon. Well, it was how many threes did he pull out in the first quarter? Or how many points did he pull?
Oh, I don't know. He carried him early.
That was one of those things
17.
that as we have waited for Keldon's maturation, and he had to mature into big body Keldon as a starter, skinny body Keldon as a starter. Now we got skinny body and six man, and it is working, and in no small part because he just goes out and does things. At least he did the other night. He wasn't passive, wasn't standing with his hands up, waiting for the ball. He went out and made things happen. And when Keldon makes things happen, Keldon is a very effective NBA six-man.
Jazz come into town tonight. The Spurs, a paltry 3.5-point favorite.
Well, this is still a team that's going to ride the roller coaster.
I mean, I have no
Wemby, no Devin.
I was gonna say that's the assumption is those two guys are out, which makes this line a little tighter.
Well,
but
it's your guy. The reason the line is tight is Walker Kessler and the size that they bring. And
because there's no one to combat that.
We don't have that, so they're going to have to continue to shoot. And we know the Spurs really, at the end of the day, are not a good shooting team. They're a streaky team. So if I was playing money like that, I think it's threes. But if the Spurs only need to be at about 80% of what they were against Oklahoma City to beat Utah,
under.
Yeah, you got to feel that way.
Under.
Even
without Wemby on the floor, which usually you want Wemby on the floor if you're hoping for a few points, but there's not going to be any easy things at the bucket tonight. And a lot of the way the Spurs get their easy points at the bucket is Wemby draws something away, and early in the season it was Sohan taking advantage because people were like, okay, well, what's Sohan going to do? Beat us? No. And then he would get a cheap dunk. Keldon's gotten some of that since Sohan's been hurt, but now without Wemby, I don't think those exist.
Kessler's out.
Oh, Kessler's out?
Clarkson's out.
Well,
it's
just
game
kidding.
Time. Wemby out and Sohan.
They're out, and I'm with some of y'all here in the YouTube chat. Like David Alejandro says, loves to see Keldon stepping up. Fred Records, hopefully more Bassey and Keldon, they stay on fire and they get their second win. Problem is, Drew Show says it. Wouldn't go that far with Keldon as rounding into form. And I agree with that. He had 17 first half points. I think he finished with like 21. I mean, he disappeared in the second half. And not just that. Keldon's a different person when there's nobody else to kind of take the scoring load out of his hands. No Devin in the second unit, no Wemby to play off of. Like, Keldon's still a bull. And I like Slim Keldon. I like that yam he had in the first half, but I don't think he plays within the offense as well. And that's part of it. And as far as long-term Spur, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know what his long-term plans are because I really, really like Devin Vassell with that second unit, with what I saw him coming off the bench and then kind of being that Manu player in the late lineups when it mattered, when it's winning time. I think Chris Paul's really, really showing what he's adding to this team in terms of culture, leadership, and just an ability to distribute the ball and holding guys accountable, those younger players accountable. And I think that Chris Paul has been a big part of this. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. What do y'all think of Project Marvel with those renderings dropping of what it could look like with an upgraded Alamo Dome and the new Wemby Center downtown across the highway and that land bridge that goes over it? I'm not going to lie. I'm pumped. I like it. I like it a lot. And tell you the truth, I'd probably spend more time downtown. Plus, don't think of the Alamo Dome in terms of, the Brahmas or even UTSA football, but with that upgrade, UTSA would get a huge boost out of something like that. Think of it in terms of college football playoffs, finals, the things that it would bring outside that we don't currently get. World Cup events. Those would be potentials with the way that Alamo Dome looked with everything that surrounded it now. And that is exciting for the city of San Antonio and what it could bring revenue-wise to the city. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I am James Pleasure. When we come back, a lot happened in college football today. And what happened may have wholly changed the way things shake out with the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. I'll explain coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? 'Cause I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Change is exciting, like moving into a new house or to a new city. Everything is new and different. Well, everything is also new and exciting with the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. From the design and styling to the performance and tech features, Kicks has been totally reimagined from the inside out. This city-size crossover is ready to take on city life and have fun doing it. Head to NissanUSA.com to see it today.
Which varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I'm releasing your Thursday Night Report absolutely free unrecorded message line, 1-800-244-5506. Pittsburgh, Cleveland tonight is going to be a monster game. I've got the side and total. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, plus hoops and college football. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to sweep the board. Call now. Hear him for free on a recorded message, 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. 1-800-244-5506. You want the information? I've got it. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, plus college football, hoops, and special prop action. I love to go 5-0 in the season free. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506, or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Welcome back into Extra Innings of Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, we've got Thursday Night Football coming up at the bottom of the hour as we will bring you the Browns and Steelers. It is presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And if you're watching on our YouTube page, I am displaying the Project Marvel at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Feel free to comment along or call into the show, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I'll get into the latest with the Cowboys and the coaching and who may be in and who may be out as candidates. But I asked for your phone calls, and glad to have y'all on. If y'all want to talk about Project Marvel and the Spurs, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Drew, welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge. What's going on, my man?
Hey, it's me, Drew. I think this is long overdue for the city. I think it should be bigger, in my opinion, this whole project thing, because this thing happened before with San Antonio. And then they had the hemisphere. And then there was kind of like another reboot in the 80s, late 70s, 80s. It kind of went on until the 90s, where they reconfigured downtown. Because I have distinct memories, because my auntie's building was demolished, and they built the courthouse there, and they redirected the river. And all these things have had positive benefits for the city. And it's been basically since they redirected the river and they demolished my auntie's building in 1980, that they've ever done anything like this. And it's kind of fallen, the whole city, I'm not trying to bag on it. I'm from Corpus. I lived in San Antonio for the military, some other things, and I moved to Houston, right? So, I've seen it fall in disrepair, this whole time, I have distinct memories of walking in the hemisphere in the early 70s, right after it was just, put online, and have these memories that go all the way till now. And this is something needed. They kind of blew it in the early 2000s, and I want to call the Spurs out on this and the leadership. And I mean, and whoever is in the leadership, you take it for what you make. When this came up in the late 90s to do this Spurs Stadium, to do a project like this, there was the Spurs, they call themselves CIA. They were very non-committal to, and I'll call them out. The Holts were very non-committal on the whole project. It seemed that they were trying not to step on anybody's toes. The city lost the momentum for it, the stomach for it, and the county had to come in and save the day. And of course, they put some platitudes out there like, "Oh yeah, hopefully it'll expand," and all, but there's really no plan for it. They saved the day by moving it to the county land over there by where it's at, by where the rodeo's at, So this is something that's needed. In my opinion, I would say if you're going to go into debt and fix everything. Make a light rail. They're getting one extra terminal on the airport. I don't know if that's the maximum you can make in that terminal, in that area. I don't know the land.
And I get it, Drew, but I mean, and you talk about needing. I like the fact that a lot of this, the entertainment district, the land bridge, the Alamo Dome upgrade, it's all kind of all inclusive, which wasn't the case with that county land over where the Frost Bank Center now sits. They built it hoping to build around it and build up something there, and they never did. At least by putting this all in one thing, you can jumpstart it. And once all the renovations begin, you can add to it. But the fact is, they're not doing the one thing with the new Spurs arena and then hoping everything else gets done. They're putting it all into one singular project, which gives you the ball rolling on everything else, including parking garages, which are sorely needed down there.
It's been needed since I was a kid. There's like
exactly
the park. I mean, it's people have been made rich, selling these little parks.
And remember, there's a lot of investment firms that have now jumped into the Spurs. So
I had a job working downtown,
Hey, hold on a sec for me, Drew. I got one more call. We're up against it. I'll get back with you in just a sec, but Frank called in. I want to give him his time. Frank, welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge right here on San Antonio Sports Star. What's happening, Frank?
So what I want to say about Project Marvel, it's 10 years behind right now.
Sure.
You go to every other city. I've been to many cities. You go to Boston, Fenway has a bar inside of the stadium. You go to Seattle, there is a stadium district. You can go leave the Mariners game. You can go to a bar. You can catch the
Deer District in Milwaukee, the Power and Light District in Kansas City, Xfinity Live up there in Philadelphia, Texas Live up in Dallas. Yeah, they've all got something similar.
Even when you go to Houston, you go to Minute Maid Park, you go downtown, there's bars, there's restaurants. The worst thing about San Antonio, and I've been to many stadiums all over the country.
There's nothing to keep you there after the game.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing before the game, nothing after the game. You have to go downtown, which is about 2 or 3 miles away, just to have a drink.
Mm-hmm. And it's awful. I agree with you because I've been saying forever, like, I don't go downtown because there's no reason for me to really go downtown right now. But if you see something like the Deer District or up in Toronto, what they do for their games, I mean, that's an event. Even if you don't have tickets to the game, you kind of just want to go chill and watch the game with a bunch of like-minded people and have that game atmosphere,
I can buy a ticket to the Hooks game, go to the little entertainment district, walk downtown to the little bar district in Corpus, next to the basketball stadium, the baseball stadium, next to the USS Lexington. So we're behind.
We are, but this is a bold plan to try and catch us up.
And I think it's great. What I think we need to do is we need to, 1, get behind this plan. 2, we need to see this go through. And 3, we need to build upon the infrastructure that this builds for our teams.
Yeah, and it's going to inject a lot of money. Frank, I appreciate the phone call, my man. welcome to call back anytime. We'll get into Jerry's comments and what it went through tomorrow on Extra Innings with Pleasure. But I mean, Project Marvel is such a huge thing for this city. I want y'all to be able to have a voice and add to this. But we've got Thursday night football coming up right now, presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. It is brought to you by Flight by Yingling. They are the next generation in light beer. More Extra Innings with Pleasure tomorrow, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, and sasportstar.com.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Paid for by government. Now is the time to fill your vault with Morgan Silver Bars. Grab your piece of America's silver legacy with this special